just think he didn't know he was there. He missed and didn't know he was there, Kevin.
Yeah, definitely some contact early on, but you see Ty Gibbs right there on the back up to pace right now. He's been really good on the road course stuff, so it'll be interesting to see where the speed is of that car this weekend as we go through the.
Well, I'd be following it because that car is fast. Austin Cindric is pretty fast. Obviously slower because of that contact, slowed them both down. But see him driving away from him. I need to learn something. Cindric gets around these road courses good.
Well, let's talk about the elephant in the room. 750 horsepower.
Yeah,
it's more than they've ever had to work with here. So you're going to get that jump off the corner, but are you going to abuse your rear tires with that extra horsepower?
I think it's going to be, yes, you're going to, but where you're going to see it show up is braking. You're getting down into the corners, every single corner faster, so braking will be more of a premium. We've never really talked about braking with these cars. They've always had big brakes on them, a lot of tire. Brakes have never been a problem. I don't think they'll necessarily be a problem, but that extra brake heat builds heat in the tires that makes them not handle as well. That you'll start to get tight and things like that, and I think handling will be more of a problem because of the speed.
And I think the other thing that you have to remember here is getting the car to go forward. It's a lot like a street course in the way that you want to drive through a lot of the corners to get that roll speed through the center of the corner and get that exit pushed around, because now with the more horsepower, it's going to make that wheel spin and getting those tires hooked up even harder than what it has been in the past.
For sure. This track carries a lot of momentum, though. This isn't a stop-and-go type of racetrack. It's a big sweeping corner. Yes, there's some passing zones, but I think laterally it was always going to be more loose laterally than it will be forward bite. Well, time will tell.
Well, not everybody's fast in Austin. Sometimes things happen here at a leisurely pace.
Christopher David Bell, he's 4 years old.
Bell has driven to victory. That check is for $1 million.
When every mile matters, where will your journey take you?
Unlike other value meals, Arby's new $7.99 meat and 3 box has 3 sides, not just one. It's more meal for your money. Seriously, it's more meal for your money. Well, where'd that come from?
Arby's, we have the meats.
NASCAR fans, the time is now to turn your love of racing into free tickets, merchandise, VIP experiences, and much, much more. Rack up fan rewards points by watching races at home, playing fantasy, completing challenges, and visiting tracks. Then redeem your points for epic prizes. You are in the driver's seat. What are you waiting for? Sign up for the free NASCAR Fan Rewards loyalty program today at NASCAR.com/fan rewards.
Hi, Elsa. I moved up your meeting.
Look at this little beauty I found in the garden.
Nice snake, Chris.
Oh, what is that?
Our new Alexa Plus.
That is full-on AI. One minute we're all buddies, then the next minute she's trying to kill us.
And how exactly would I do that, Chris?
I could just be chilling in the pool one day.
I think I'll close the pool cover. You crazy. Your car's here. I gotta go. Love you. You seem tense. Can I book you a massage? And a cinnamon scrub?
I do love a cinnamon scrub.
Welcome back to COTA, Circuit of the Americas, where Michael McDowell is fastest. Last year, Kyle Busch had a lot of speed, led the most laps in this race, didn't get the W, but you've got to think that team number 8 has had this race circled on their calendar.
This would be a big win. He's the driver that could do it too.
Yeah, and it's so funny when you go to these different road courses. We talk about SVG, and maybe he's not been as good here as he has been at other racetracks. And then you talk about Kyle, he's been really good here. And we were talking during the break for reference for you, like Sonoma and Watkins Glen, two totally different tracks. This is kind of like a combination of those two. You've got the S's that kind of relate to Sonoma and that infield, jump through 13, 14, 15. So
I'm with you. I always thought of exactly what you said. Sonoma kind of being a short track and Watkins Glen being an intermediate to a super speedway, very fast momentum type track. This definitely is a blend of both. Perfect racetrack. And I love the elevation of this.
Yes. Nearly half of Kyle Busch's laps led last year came in this race. 42 here, 88 total for the season. Larry Mack?
Yeah, Mike, every day we're at any racetrack in the morning, NASCAR checks the grip level of the racetrack, and they give a report to the teams. Now, how they check the grip level is with a machine called a friction trailer. It's the same thing that airports use to check the grip level of a runway. This 2.4-mile, 17-turn road course, one thing that makes it unique, the grip level is so different all the way around the racetrack. Like over in the S's in 2, 3, 4, and 5, the grip level's not bad. When you get over in the stadium section, like 15 through 19, the grip level is way down. That's another thing that makes this track so challenging for drivers and the crew chiefs.
Yeah, interesting mix of pavement and grip level, as well as interesting mix of corners.
And you see Michael McDowell kind of peek to the inside right there like, hey, buddy, I'm way faster than you. Just look in your mirror, and I need to go through. And in practice, that's a lot easier to do. But you can see the difference in
look how much
approaches.
He missed.
And now you're going to see them go into this little sweeper section right here. A lot of finesse right here with the throttle, because some guys will downshift, some guys will leave it up a gear. But
why would you do that, Kevin?
Well, sometimes when you upshift, it kind of unloads the car. So when you don't upshift, it lets the car stay loaded up, and you can just kind of modulate the throttle to be able to just walk it through there and give it as much throttle as you can, just to keep the momentum up like you were talking earlier.
Yeah. And I think that's where the time is made here. It's not on full throttle. It's not so much under braking, but I think mid-throttle portions of this course where you're transitioning, the guy who can get the most out of that is the guy who's going to have the quick lap.
Totally agree. And riding along with Austin here, this was a smart move, and this is exactly what I'd want. Who's fast out here? McDowell. Let him around you and follow that guy. He's flying. And here's that mid-throttle speed that you're talking about. So much momentum gained and lost through this important part of the
little bit
track.
Better in 2, Brandon. Should still use more.
I will tell you, this set of S's is different from any other track in America. Most S's, you can develop a rhythm or speed increases as you go through them. Here it is exactly the opposite. The first corner in the S's is the fast one, and you bleed speed off as you go.
Yeah, and the unique part is it's all downhill. So when you're going downhill,
that's what he's talking about.
It's hard to get that rhythm right, but you want to be pointed in the right direction at all these tire barrels right here to be able to get set up for the next one. So if you get wide in the first one, you're shallow for the second one, and then that makes you wider for the third one as you're going through there. But you really want to make sure that at this point right here, you're pointed in the right direction so that it sets you up to go and be wide as you come out of here to be set up for that 6A and 6B section back there.
Yeah, if you miss here, you want to be over here. You got to be pointed to get that last corner off. You miss one time there, and it ruins the whole S's, and it happens all the time. Yep. And it messes the whole lap up because of it. And now it sets you up for a passing zone coming up at 6A and B into 12. Very important to be good here, or you're going to be looking in the rearview mirror, and them cars are getting big on the rest of it.
Yeah, and this is our second sector that includes these S's all the way through 6A and B, but
really good shot of the S's there. And those cars, as Kevin says, are downhill. Laterally, you get loose. That car wants to swing loose side to side.
So in qualifying, we use that start-finish line just before the pits instead of the actual start-finish line, which is there. That way you can finish a lap and go right in the pits instead of having to come all the way around. There are the 3 sectors. And as the fellows have talked, they drive very, very differently. It's 3 different racetracks.
It really is. And you've got, you know, from 1920 all the way up to turn 1, you got that long straightaway. The rest of it is all rhythm, partial throttle, using a brake, putting your car in the right spot. But you got 3 passing zones. You've got turn 1 right here. You've got going into turn 12 back here. You can pass in some of these other sections, but much more
probably
risky.
with a bumper over here, right?
You got to be careful passing going into 20, because if you make the pass and it slows everybody up, it puts you in a really vulnerable spot. It's a long ways back up to turn 1, so you got to make a timely pass if you're going to do it in 20.
McDowell, Zilich, Larson up to the top 3. Gilliland and Busch. Now this is half the field. The field is split into 2 sections. And here's something new. This is Jesse Love. He's the reigning champion of what is now the O'Reilly Series. He's going to do a few starts for Richard Childress Racing this year. And bright orange and yellow car. Hugging the tire packs as he rolls through there.
Yeah, and when you talk about the O'Reilly cars that he's the champion of from last year, and we talk about Zilich being on the pole, they're drastically different.
Yes.
Going from yesterday to today, the only thing that you really learn is where you're at on the racetrack, and all those visuals and braking points and curbs and all those things that go with being on the track to get the track time. But
oh my gosh,
man, the O'Reilly car and these cars drive so much different.
Big, tall tires, live rear axle instead of an independent rear, 4-speed H-pattern gearbox instead of a sequential shifter. It's a totally different world. It's like having to speak a totally different language, one you're not familiar with. All right, Michael McDowell, Connor Zilich, fastest so far in practice at COTA.
Since 1966, Camping World has been America's RV dealer, selling over 1 million RVs. RVs that are built right here in America to see America. And Camping World has the most affordable RVs available, giving you the freedom to explore our great country. With travel trailers starting at just $76 a month, fifth wheels starting at $227, and motorhomes starting at $563. Camping World has the best RV prices and the best RV brands in America. Pursue your American dream at Camping World.
You've fought against the odds in every inch of every race with endless determination and grit. All of your hard work and dedication have brought you to where you are today. Keep moving forward. Talk to your doctor about Breztri, 3 medicines in 1 inhaler. Learn more at breztri.com.
At Texas A&M University, we believe everything is possible.
Literally everything.
While some strive to be the best in the world, Texas A&M stands to be the best for the world. When we stand together, we are a powerful force, a force for good.
With the new IHOP value menu, all your breakfast faves, like pancakes, eggs, and bacon, are just $6 every day. Cheesy scrambles, French toast, and omelets with pancakes, all $6 each. The new value menu, every day at IHOP.
Last year's winner.
Yeah. Welcome back to Circuit of the Americas, practice group 1, 3.5 minutes to go. Fastest lap, Michael McDowell, 1:39. And second is Connor Zilich, who's currently in the pits making some changes, Josh.
Well, guys, for the second week in a row, Connor Zilic going back to a track that he raced at last year. Remember, he made his Cup Series debut here, second on the board in terms of speed, but right now that car isn't exactly where he wants it to be. Take a listen to his radio.
It honestly doesn't feel horrible. I'm tight in the stadium section. I can't get it rotated. And then in the high-speed stuff, I need lateral grip, like off of 2, changing directions into 3. I'm really free there. And then any bump in the S's, it just kind of gets me really loose, like that last lap there.
Well, that's what you fight here.
Guys, and as you saw, they made a host of changes to that car on pit road. And remember, Connor's going to get a lot of seat time today. He's on the pole for the O'Reilly Auto Parts Series later on today, where he'll get to battle his teammate, SVG.
Now, on his last run, show you an example of how that manifested itself.
Yeah, you're going to see him enter turn 3 right here, and watch this car bounce off the curb. So it gets it pointed, and then it bounces, and then when it comes off the curb to turn back in, the car is not settled, and he wants to turn back, but the way that car released off the curb as it's coming back onto the racetrack just unloaded the car, and he was trying to turn it back to get the apex into 4, and it just snapped out from underneath him. So common problem here. Tight in these sections, loose in the higher speed S's and
not
things
easy
like
to
that.
fix.
Not easy to fix, and that's the balance that you're looking for in this practice, and you want with your car is how can I get through this sweeper section right here through 17 and 18 and not have the car slide out from underneath me and still turn in the slow stuff without being too loose in the fast stuff.
And the 3 sections of this track are so different with what it takes to get through them quickly, and which is the most important? All of them.
Yeah. But I will say this, we just watched him slide off the racetrack and miss there. That being said, you know who's fastest in that sector? Him.
Yeah.
You got to know where the line is.
Well, you got to test the limits too.
That's right.
Right? Like this is the time that you have to test the grip limits to be able to know how hard you can push that car without slipping.
This will be the last lap of the session, and you note the rumble strips, though, those red and white painted areas, that is not smooth pavement. That's designed for most road racing series to keep people on the racetrack. And they are, little alligator teeth there.
Yeah.
Not good for grip.
No, not at all. Because it bounces those tires, and when those tires bounce, that unloads the car, and then the car is unsettled. So you have to pay attention to how those cars go over those rumble strips, and how they hit them right there is super important. And you see him, he missed the exit at 3, and it threw off the whole section right there getting down into 6, which doesn't get him wide enough to the right entering 6A.
Kevin, what I'm seeing is, we're 10 laps, 12 laps, 13 laps into this thing. I'm seeing some fall off.
Yeah, Michael McDowell slowed down 3.3 seconds.
And you're seeing these guys slipping and sliding around. That tells me these tires are wearing out, and I think it's because of that horsepower. It's a big part of it.
Slide. See the right front tire lock up right there.
Larry Mack?
Yeah, Mike, it seems like the complaint is pretty common down here with the drivers. Even Michael McDowell, who is the fastest in this first group, again, he ran 11 laps in that number 71 car. He told Travis Peterson, he said, my car is not bad, but Clint and Kevin keep talking about lateral grip. He said, I just need a little more rear lateral grip. In other words, especially when he's transitioned through the S's, the rear's not stuck to the racetrack. That seems to be a pretty common problem with this tire combination, not to mention the addition of the 80 more horsepower.
And I like that you said that, Larry, but that's that robbing Peter to pay Paul. Exactly what we're talking about with Zilic as well. You start tightening that thing up laterally in those S's, now you're tight in the stadium section, in the tight section. Very important balance there.
All right, Group 1 is done. Michael McDowell is fastest.
I wish to present the importance of hard work and determination, of not backing down when things are tough, of being there to help a friend, because it is only when we work together that we achieve true greatness.
With a 100% U.S.-based workforce and a 100% U.S.-built fiber broadband network, Spectrum is America's connectivity company.
Sub Club members can get any footlong for just $6.99. Every irresistible sub is packed with tons of crispy, crunchy veggies. And you can plus it up with even more fresh flavor with Subway's irresistible signature sauces. And check out all the fresh sliced meats they're packing into every sub, like the footlong BMT with a whopping 54 grams of protein. And now buy any footlong in the app for just $6.99. Great bread, great meats, great sauce, great deal. Use this code in the app to get your $6.99 footlong today. Subway, eat fresh, feel good.
Opening day, just like we used to. I love being out here with Sam again, especially at the big game. It's why I wanted more for my symptomatic obstructive HCM. So I asked my cardiologist about Camzyos. With Camzyos, my symptoms have improved, and I can be more active. It's a difference I can feel and he can see.
Camzyos is proven to reduce obstruction in the heart 4 times more. Camzyos may cause serious side effects, including heart failure that can lead to death, a risk that's increased with serious infection, irregular heartbeat, or with certain other medicines. Do not stop, start, or change medicines or dose without telling your doctor. You must have echocardiograms before and during treatment. Seek help for new or worsening heart failure symptoms. Camzyos is only available through a restricted program. Before taking Camzyos, tell your doctor about all your medical conditions and current or planned pregnancy, as Camzyos may harm your unborn baby. Camzyos, first in its class to treat symptomatic OHCM.
It's great to be back.
Ask your cardiologist about Camzyos.
This is NASCAR on Prime.
Friday nights are for the NWSL on Prime. The action kicks off March 13th, 8 p.m. Eastern, with the Washington Spirit taking on the Portland Thorns. Welcome back to Circuit of the Americas. Group 1 is done with practice. And there are the 5 fastest individual lap times, all of which were set on either their first or second lap of practice. Josh?
Well, Michael McDowell, as you see, fastest on the board. He told me when you come to a road course, you're always battling stuff. So how did you feel overall about your car and what more you need as we head into qualifying and, of course, the race?
Well, the speed was really good. I'm really happy with the Cat's Coffee Chevrolet. You know, you always want it to turn better. You want it to have more drive. You know, we ran that session straight through, so got a good idea of where the tires are going to fall off to. But it's nice and cool out this morning, too. So, you know, more than anything, you're just trying to get in the rhythm, see what trends you can learn about where the car's going directionally. But speed was good. Happy with everybody at Spire Motorsports, bringing fast cars to the racetrack. Still a lot of weekend in front of us here. You know, Group 1 is going to be a challenge in qualifying, but feel like if we put down a good lap, we should be somewhere near the front and battle from there tomorrow.
Good start to the day from Michael McDowell, guys.
Well, when he talks about it's going to be a challenge in qualifying, since he's the fastest in the group, he's got to find a place where he can avoid slower cars and get the maximum lap while his tires are in the best shape. And yeah, that could be a tall order.
Fact. Consumer Cellular can help people save on their cell phone bills. That's why I cut my car in half. This year, let's cut even more things to show people how much they can save. Let's cut the face off of our helmets. Let's cut the top off of our steering wheel. Let's even cut our hats.
Isn't that just a visor?
Shut up, Chris. Great. Can't wait to see what y'all come up with.
See how we can cut your bill. Call Consumer Cellular.
Every truck month, trucks talk tough. Only one delivers the trucks worth talking about. Ram Truck Month. The most powerful light-duty gas lineup in America. Backed by America's best powertrain limited warranty. Built to never stop. Hurry in for great deals during Ram Truck Month. The only one worth the talk. Nothing stops Ram.
Purchase this Ram 1500 and get 0% financing for 60 months or $6,500 total cash allowance on select 2026 Ram 1500 models in dealer inventory. And get a 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty.
What a day. Rock and roll, let's go!
If you want an experience that wakes you up, a place where you can scream to your heart's delight, go ahead. No one will hear you anyway.
Yeah, let's go, baby!
Here, you don't just watch. You feel. Come as you are and have a damn good time. That rumble you hear, that growl you feel, that's us.
Hell yeah, boys!
So what happened to you last night, Sherlock? I woke up covered in blood and was arrested for murder. Now strip. How about dinner first? Why would anybody want to do this? There are other forces at work. The game's afoot. We're going to solve this
together. If you start wearing a hat like that, I will no longer be friends with you.
Welcome back to Cup practice and qualifying on Prime. Group 1 is done. Their fastest laps are on the scoring pylon. Group 2, based on the NASCAR metric of recent finishes, will be out next. And then we'll transition over to qualifying.
Well, I'm really interested to see how fast this group goes right here. We know we've had some different series on the racetrack. That definitely affected the overall top speed last year. Like Michael McDowell talked, cool racetrack. So all the second group guys know what the first group is fighting. Probably made some adjustments to their cars if they have teammates, and most of them do. So that they definitely, you know, the second session will be more of a read of what the actual racetrack is with the right rubber on the racetrack and everything that's happening. But the one thing I would question is Michael McDowell's comment about being in Group 1. I think his worry is whether he was getting a false read. I think for qualifying it might be better just because of how fast it heats up here.
Well, and it is. It's a hot weekend, and I was just looking down at these cars in the pits here, and there's sun shining on them. The track is definitely heating up, and it's going to get slicker. We're already talking about the horsepower difference.
All right, top of the screen, here comes Christopher Bell.
All right, see, he was way over to that left side, which was Kevin was talking about, but when he jerked on that wheel to get it pointed the other way, the old car wasn't ready for it.
And
got loose.
When you drive this racetrack as a driver, that car just always fills up on top of the racetrack here. So that balance of being able to keep the car loaded up with a little bit of partial throttle and go downhill and hit all your marks is really hard.
Your feet are as important as your hands through that section.
And I love that shot because as close to IMSA cars as these NASCAR Cup cars have become, they're still big old heavy floppy stock cars when you try to make them do that. It's fun to watch. I'll bet it's not so fun to do.
Oh yeah,
when it's not going right.
At Texas A&M University, we believe everything is possible.
Literally everything.
While some strive to be the best in the world, Texas A&M stands to be the best for the world. When we stand together, we are a powerful force, a force for good.
We know why you've put off your best smile. The time, the cost, the anxiety. That's why Aspen Dental is changing how dentistry is done, with technology to make care comfortable and flexible hours to fit your life, all at an affordable price. New patients without insurance get an exam and x-rays for just $29. Not waiting for tomorrow. That's the Aspen Dental difference. Aspen Dental. It's time to smile again.
Every time you sit behind the wheel, you buckle up for the unexpected. You get ready to take on the competition and brace yourself for the chaos, the speed, the weather, the unknown. But above all, when strapping in, you put trust in yourself, your intuition. Make it your guide to win, your drive to win.
He's a winner in this.
And nothing is going to stop you from winning.
Unlike other value meals, Arby's new $7.99 meat and 3 box has 3 sides, not just one. It's more meal for your money. Seriously, it's more meal for your money. Oh, where'd that come from?
Arby's, we have the meats.
Welcome back to NASCAR on Prime from Circuit of the Americas in Austin, Texas. Beautiful racetrack, and in the years we've been coming here, quite honestly, the change they made last year, taking out 2 long straightaways and the paperclip turn 11 have made this a much better race course and a much better race.
Yeah, and talking to the drivers, they feel like they like this course better, that you're just kind of back there, just long braking section and long time down the straightaway. It keeps them busier inside the car, and it's made it even more technical, in my opinion, as you go through that 6A, 6B section, to be able to get the car in the right spot to get it down to turn 12 on exit.
So the sun is out. It's getting a little warmer. We started the day at 63 degrees when practice began.
Thank goodness. After the last 2 weeks with the wind and the cold and everything, it sure is nice to have a nice little breeze, a nice day in front of us today and tomorrow. The sun's out.
Yep, West Coast swing, winter is over. We go to Austin, then Phoenix, then Vegas. Good weather on the way.
There he is. And I'm with Chastain. I'm following this guy. I want to learn as much as I can. It's the world versus SVG, isn't it?
It really is. And in the end, his stats and his record make it that way. They back that up with 5 wins in a row, and now being able to tie Jeff Gordon for 6 wins in a row would be quite an accomplishment.
And this first one's an important one. If you can get this win out of the way, when I watched him progress through the rest of those road courses, once he won one, it was lights out from there. It took all the pressure off of him. He was just having fun and demolishing the competition.
He's very technical. He's very much a student of the sport. His racing IQ is really high, and now he's learned about these cars and been able to understand what he wants underneath him, where he wants his brakes, how he wants his car to roll, what he needs for rear drive. But he's so good at taking care of the rear tires and not giving up a bunch of speed. His roll speed through the center of the corner and pushing that corner around to the exit, putting the throttle down without a lot of wheel spin, really allows him to take care of those tires and make speed at the same time.
Well, let's be honest, though. This car plays into his wheelhouse, his background and everything else. Everybody else is catching up.
And if you think he's just a road course ringer, he had a great run last week at Atlanta.
Yeah, he had his best oval finish.
Right.
Finished 6th at Atlanta, went through the grass a couple times, and wound up staying in the game and keeping himself up front.
Just everybody had some pass there. Attrition was big. Went through the grass a couple times, ended up with his best finish.
And you see right there, right on the exit, first thing, he's not as wide as Ross, and then that sets him up for turn 2. Gets him set up for turn 3. Car placement at this racetrack is very, very important.
Tire management's going to be huge, I think, this weekend. And again, I just listened to you tell me, Kevin, there's nobody's doing it better on these road courses than him.
And you can literally see that nose lift when he jumps on the throttle with this 80 extra horsepower that we have this year on the road courses and the short tracks.
Struggled with a little bit of takeoff speed. Probably is what cost him the win here last year, Kevin.
100%.
If you're
100%.
him right now in practice, am I going to go out here and try to pop off my fastest lap here? Am I going to try to settle in and tire management already? Is this what we're going to see?
Well, I think he's just gonna do his thing and just try to run a pace that he feels comfortable. I don't think that he wants to show everybody exactly how fast they need to go until it's time in qualifying. So, right now, I mean, Chastain is faster than he is. He's got a nice rabbit to chase, but Shane is not going to let that bother him. He's just going to go out there, get his car right, and do the things that it takes to be ready for qualifying.
Well, there's an old Bill Elliott trick that I know you know of, going out running half a lap fast and half a lap easy. So nobody, and then trying it differently at different ends of the racetrack. So nobody really knows what you've got until it's time to qualify.
Well, that's right. But for me, I like this fall off scenario and putting the horsepower back, because this is back to the way I learned how to race, right, in Cup Series. You can't go out there and just blister these tires the first lap and punish them and pay the price for the next 10. I want to be good on lap 6 to 20.
Larry Mack?
Yeah, Mike, Brad Keselowski in that 6 car, of course, just a little over 2 months removed, recovering from that broken right leg on a ski trip. The question was, could he run this entire race here at COTA? We know he ran the entire race in the Daytona 500 as well as Atlanta, actually sitting 9th in the points. I talked to his crew chief, Jeremy Bullins, this morning, and he said, here's the plan. Run as many laps as Brad can in this practice, which we know based on the first group, somewhere around 13 or 14 laps. See how he feels. Joey Hand is here in case they need him, but Jeremy said the decision will have to be made after this practice and qualifying. If Joey is going to get in that car, they have to make some adjustments to the cockpit. So can't just plug him in there. They have to make some adjustment to seat and pedals for Joey to be able to drive it.
Well, Kevin, you just told me about the fall off, and we're kind of seeing this with the speeds until Blaney just popped up there, but the rest of them, SVG included, are kind of slower on their takeoff speed.
Yeah, well, I think that they know that the fall off is going to be a thing, and you're going to have to be able to put yourself in a position to take care of the back of the car, because as we saw with Connor Zilic in the first session, if the back of the car is not underneath you going through all these high-speed corners, you're just not going to make lap time consistently, and that's just going to drag it down way faster than you want it to be able to run, 20 laps in those first couple stages.
Well, I guess to find the limit, you have to exceed it. Let's have a look at SVG and the S's.
Yeah, it's going to be right here.
Well, I saw the exit of that last corner was already, well, he got wide there and got loose, but the exit of the other one, the point was fantastic.
That's right on the edge of too far. So it's a balance, right? They put those tire packs right where they want them, to where it's almost a car width wide, but not quite. So if you nail that thing perfectly, you can still cut those track limits. So
better in it as well. I guess it just depends on that he has to change a bunch himself.
And 12 is that passing zone. It's better getting into there. I don't want to be slow there.
Yeah, and right here going into 19, you want to be all the way to the left, that little hot dog curve right there. If you don't hit it right, it shoots you way to the right, and it's rough out here.
And another passing zone. 20 and then all up the hill. If they didn't get you past there, they're going to be right on your bumper getting into one with a dive bomb. Fun corner right here. The elevation's one thing, Kevin, a little bit rough as you go up the hill, and then it plateaus out once you get to the top.
You see him modulating that brake right there going up the hill. A lot of throttle modulation, brake modulation. Now you're going to see him go down through the S's. Just a little tap of the brake and into each corner to be able to just try to get that car set. You hear it bottom out right there. That's what really upsets those cars. When you hear them bottom out like that, that's what will shoot them off sideways after they bottom out.
Look how busy he is.
Yes.
That hit the wall right there.
It's rough. Like 6B, that exit to 6B is really rough. You see the cars almost jump off the ground right there.
Look at them eyes. Look at the focus.
Well, and these guys have all been in a simulator, but when you get out here for real life, you don't know if the grip settings in the simulator are right. You don't know what the lateral grip is actually like, where those grip limits are. You've kind of anticipated what the fall off might be, but you don't really know exactly where that is going to be until you get out here on the asphalt and find out for real what's actually going to happen.
I'm glad you said that, Kevin. When I look down this leaderboard, where are the Toyotas? That tells me the sim may not be agreeing with what they're seeing real life here at the racetrack. Toyotas are struggling so far.
Ryan Blaney, Daniel Suarez, Carson Hocevar, fastest in Group 2.
You fought against the odds in every inch of every race with endless determination and grit. All of your hard work and dedication have brought you to where you are today. Keep moving forward. Talk to your doctor about Breztri, 3 medicines in 1 inhaler. Learn more at Breztri.com.
You play by the rules. Then things happen. Prices keep climbing. Every month, a new expense. And the debt adds up. So how do you face it? It starts with a call, then a plan. At National Debt Relief, we'll negotiate with your creditors so you pay less than you owe. And just like that, you're back on track. When debt happens, we're here to help you take action. And this is where your new chapter begins. Call or visit nationaldebtrelief.com to get started.
Napa knows that 1 in 4 vehicles will need a new battery this year. And that's just the tip of the electrical iceberg. That's why Napa believes in testing the electrical systems on every vehicle, from the battery to the alternator. And why we're a trusted solution for the electrical parts, tools, and expertise you need, catching problems before they become breakdowns, and keeping every vehicle and every business moving full speed ahead.
I wish to present the importance of hard work and determination, of not backing down when things are tough, of being there to help a friend, because it is only when we work together that we achieve true greatness.
With a 100% U.S.-based workforce and a 100% U.S.-built fiber broadband network, Spectrum is America's connectivity company.
With the new IHOP value menu, all your breakfast faves, like pancakes, eggs, and bacon, are just $6 every day. Cheesy scrambles, French toast, and omelets with pancakes, all $6 each. The new value menu, every day at IHOP.
Group 2 of NASCAR Cup Series practice on Prime. Ryan Blaney, Daniel Suarez, hosts of our Allmendinger, Elliott, and Zane Smith are the fastest so far out of Group 2. And Blaney's time right on top of Michael McDowell's fastest time of the day.
Well, it's not, Blaney's fast time isn't consistent through the Penske organization. Right now, Joey Logano is definitely struggling to get his car, to get speed out of his car.
Well, and typically it's not. Blaney's always found the speed, especially as we watched the, last year play out.
Bubba Wallace, Tyler Reddick working together more or less here, climbing the hill to 1.
And you see Reddick
good job so far. Grip's going to steadily decrease now here, so just manage it as it goes.
Yeah, so they're anticipating, they're making sure that their drivers know that the grip is going to go down. From the driver's seat, you have to be able to adapt as that grip falls off. Okay, what do I need to do? Where do the adjustments need to happen? You see Tyler Reddick starting to creep in there. His car looks a little more stable than Bubba's car through the S's. So definitely as this run goes on, it looks like the 45 is a little bit better than the 23.
That's a jump, isn't it?
It is.
And if you land wrong, it sets you up for that, the biggest, in my opinion, the biggest opportunity for a passing zone. You're gonna let him go by there.
Another group doing the same thing, Daniel Suarez with Carson Hocevar in tow.
Yeah, and I think that we saw that earlier when we saw the 1 and the 97 fire off onto the racetrack of Ross Chastain and SVG. Hocevar just wants to get behind Suarez. Suarez usually does pretty good on the road courses, so it's a good judge for Carson. He knows that he's comparing apples to apples with what they have underneath their cars, but he definitely looks like he's a little faster through this section than what Suarez is, but a little more sideways than Suarez. So what's the game, right? I can go fast now, but how fast does it hurt me as I go through this run with sliding the car around?
You know it is, and it's just going to continue to get worse and worse. And as you noted, talking about SVG, tire management is really where he is far superior to these guys on the road courses. And I think adding his horsepower is going to be even more relevant come tomorrow.
Now in Group 1, lap times fell off during the session as much as 2.5 to 3 seconds from start to finish.
Another guy who's had a lot of success on the road courses. Didn't really show that last year, but it wouldn't surprise me if he popped up at any time with as much success as AJ has had on the road courses, and you can see just how busy that driver is inside the car.
But let's compare him to some of the other drivers we've seen, Chris Buescher in particular. A lot less hand motion, a lot less working the wheel. Much smoother in his approach.
Yeah, and I think a lot of that is just probably his comfort level, his background, and everything that he has done on these road courses. That's part of the reason that he's been so successful on these road courses. But these guys that have done this their whole life, they're a lot more comfortable when they fire off on the racetrack than those of us who've raced ovals for our whole life. And I think that we were talking about Buescher and the way that he, was modulating the brake pressure and the gas pedal and kind of chopping on the wheel. It's hard to go out there and just be smooth with everything being so on edge at this particular racetrack with the lateral grip.
We got to work on those cars. You were saying that about Buescher, but look at the RFK. I hate to say this, but it's the proof's in the pudding. 36th, the 6 is 30, and the 17 is 24th with their best car. Struggling with some grip in the RFK car so far.
Larry?
Yeah, Mike, the discussion is about the Toyota group right now, and John Hunter Nemechek with Legacy Motor Club is the fastest Toyota. He was in that first group, 17th quickest after running 11 laps. I talked to one of the guys with Legacy Motor Club, and this has totally caught the entire Toyota camp off guard. They have decent long run speed. They just don't have good fire off speed. And honestly, it's so far off, I think they're not going to be able to make that up. So there's a lot of scrambling now with all the Toyota drivers and teams.
Yeah, thanks, Larry. And I agree. We're in big trouble. And again, like we just talked about, Kevin, something at the shop when you're working on simulation and everything else, it's not meshing well with what we've seen in reality so far.
You try to anticipate the grip level, and you try to anticipate the fall off and what the fast lap will be. So that fast lap is probably faster than what they had anticipated, which goes to setting your heights and
that's what I was going to say. So what do we change?
Yeah,
it's heights, and
that's right.
That's where the grip's at, right?
And we talked earlier, right? Like going through the S's, you don't want it like Buescher's car. You heard it hit the ground when it would hit those curbs and then come back and hit the ground. So if the pace is faster than you anticipated, a lot of times your car might be too low and hitting the ground and causing it to do things that you don't want it to do.
But again, we just need to keep following along here and okay, all right, if our front side of the speed is off, right, on a short run, I darn sure don't want to be slow on the backside on a long run. I need this thing to really show some promise on a long run, watching Reddick and talking about some of these Toyotas.
But that's what you talked about with SVG. That's what lost him the race last year, was not being able to fire off.
A little less than 7 minutes to go in Group 2 practice.
With schizophrenia, it can feel like your symptoms decide what you do and who you can be. If you have symptoms, be bold and ask your healthcare provider about Cobenfy, a twice-daily pill for schizophrenia. Cobenfy was created with a different approach in mind and delivered improvement in schizophrenia symptoms overall. Plus, in clinical studies, most people saw no substantial weight gain.
Don't take if allergic to Cobenfy, have trouble emptying your bladder or stomach, certain liver problems, or untreated narrow-angle glaucoma. Serious side effects such as urinary retention, worsening liver, kidney, bile duct, and gallbladder problems, slow stomach emptying, serious allergic reactions, narrow-angle glaucoma, increased heart rate, and side effects in those with kidney problems may occur. Don't drive or use heavy machinery until you know how Cobenfy affects you. Seek help right away if you have hives, swelling of your face, lips, mouth, tongue, or throat, hoarseness, difficulty speaking, breathing, or emptying your bladder.
Imagine what could be. Cobenfy.
Imagine what could be. Cobenfy.
The 2026 NASCAR Cup season is right around the corner, and that means your favorite fantasy games are back and better than ever. In Fantasy Live, set your lineup and garage driver each week, earn fan rewards points, climb the leaderboard, and compete for a $25,000 grand prize. Or try 36 for 36, a survivor-style game where you can create or join leagues to compete against your friends. Sign up for free at NASCAR.com or the NASCAR app to join the action and make every lap mean more.
Start your engine!
This is unbelievable. NASCAR on Prime is back.
The perfect day for NASCAR Cup Series racing.
Come on and rise and win.
with 5 exclusive Cup Series races.
I don't know why you're getting this crowd back here, but they're fired up.
Returns May 24th, only on Prime.
Later today, it's back to St. Pete for the Truck Series race on the streets at 12 p.m. Eastern on Fox, followed by the O'Reilly Auto Parts Series from COTA on the CW at 3 p.m. Eastern.
4.5 minutes to go on Prime for Group 2 practice. 2 drivers stand out to Larry and me as we were talking during the break. Ryan Blaney's 10th lap is only a 1.8 second fall off from his fastest lap, and he is at the top of the board.
Yeah, he's the heat on both sides of it, isn't he? Short runs and long runs.
And Ross Chastain also with the same amount of fall off, and that's way better than the drivers who were in group number 1. Ryan Blaney has caught the attention of others like Chase Briscoe's team.
Line-wise at the 12's doing, because he's stupid fast.
Line-wise, the only thing he can do better is he just has so much rotation through the center of the corner. Like under braking, he's stable, he hooks to the left, and he just has way better rotation than anybody else.
Yeah, his is cutting so good up here in turn 1, top of the hill.
Yeah, it's unbelievable here in 15. Not anything close to anybody else.
Yeah, I'm blown away.
I'm sorry, that's the other Chase Elliott's team talking about Blaney.
Well, they're talking about the right car. Yep. And again, he has speed all across the board. Usually when you see a car, when I saw him pop to the top of the board in this second one by the next one was Suarez in 8th. When he was that much faster than everybody in this second group, I'm worried about my fall off, but it's not falling off.
But that's typically what we talk about with Ryan Blaney is his car is he's able to drive his car looser to be able to make it turn. And it sounds like, you know, today that's what Chase Elliott was talking about, being able to make that car cut, but not blow out from underneath you like we've seen a lot of these other cars through the S's, but still make it take that benefit through the slow stadium section and be able to turn those corners
100%.
Just
you
make
want
speed.
it as loose as possible to be good in the stadium, but not be too loose in that sweeping corners of the S's.
So somewhat surprisingly, Blaney does not have a top 5 finish on a road course with this 7th gen NASCAR car. Maybe tomorrow's the day. Chase Elliott 5th in this group with a 139.7, but more fall off than Blaney and Chastain we were talking about. Elliott's last lap 142.3, almost a 3-second fall off from his fastest lap.
Yeah, and we talk about Chase Elliott. He was so dominant in the Gen 6 car, and now we've come to this Gen 7 car. Really explains pretty simply how much different the styles are. His style hasn't fit. We talk about this car fitting SVG style. It hasn't been as easy for Chase to make that transition on the road course and carry over that dominance. Still does a great job on the road courses, but not in that dominating fashion that we saw with the last generation car.
All right. Well, we've talked about, all right, where is SVG? We led into this thing, dominant fashion. He's our guy. He's still second quick, in my opinion, looking at these lap times and the fall off, exactly where we saw last year here. The closer we get to the longer we run, the faster he is and going right to the top.
And a lot of times, he's not going to show you everything that he has. He's very aware that everybody is trying to pay attention to what he is doing in the race car. He's going to go out there and be 80% right now, just trying to get his car right and make sure he understands. And when you're in that position, I've been in that position before, when you are the dominant car, you don't want to go and show your hand at everything that you have. Now, maybe he's not going to accomplish that today, but you don't want to give everybody all the data and information that they need right off the bat to study.
Well, he's definitely steady, Eddie, exactly like you said. And those lap times, his fall off is just very gradual, very steady. No slips, no mishaps, no bumps in the road. But this guy right here, we talked about Toyotas, we talked about Reddick. Not fast on the front side. Is it going to pay off in the long run? And yes, folks, it is. These last 3 laps from 10 to 13, this 45 car is fast.
He and Blaney and Chastain have the fastest 11th or 12th laps of this session. And the flags are out, ending round 2 of practice, or group 2 of practice rather, not round 2. And for those of you watching on YouTube and Facebook, our coverage will continue on Prime Video with qualifying getting underway shortly.
Napa knows that 1 in 4 vehicles will need a new battery this year, and that's just the tip of the electrical iceberg. That's why Napa believes in testing the electrical systems on every vehicle, from the battery to the alternator. And why we're a trusted solution for the electrical parts, tools, and expertise you need, catching problems before they become breakdowns, and keeping every vehicle and every business moving full speed ahead.
We get it. Consumer Cellular can help people cut the cost of their cell phone bill. But ever since Brad cut the top off his car, he's obsessed with cutting all sorts of stuff to show how much people can save.
200 bundt cakes for Talladega? Is that going to be enough?
I couldn't even find the remote.
Oh, I hate that.
It's a situation. Hey, Brad, I got a question.
See how we can cut your bill. Call Consumer Cellular.
Over the years, people have called him superhuman.
But I'm not. Like nearly 24 million adults, I struggle with moderate obstructive sleep apnea, or OSA. Got those breathing interruptions during sleep? The loud snoring, choking, and daytime fatigue? It could be OSA. Talk to your doctor, because there's nothing superhuman about ignoring OSA symptoms.
Sub Club members can get any footlong for just $6.99. Every irresistible sub is packed with tons of crispy, crunchy veggies. And you can plus it up with even more fresh flavor with Subway's irresistible signature sauces. And check out all the fresh sliced meats they're packing into every sub, like the footlong BMT with a whopping 54 grams of protein. And now buy any footlong in the app for just $6.99. Great bread, great meats, great sauce, great deal. Use this code in the app to get your $6.99 footlong today. Subway, eat fresh, feel good.
This is NASCAR on Prime.
Tomorrow on Fox, the NASCAR Cup Series in action here in the Duramax Texas Grand Prix. Powered with all these twists and turns here at the Circuit of the America. Pre-race coverage begins at 2:30 Eastern with the green flag flying at 3:30. Only on Fox. Powered by Relodyne, that says. Okay. We got sponsors on top of sponsors on top of sponsors.
A lot of interesting things happen in those 2 practice sessions. As we go to these race weekends, we talk about what's going to happen. We added the horsepower, we added a lot of things that have changed, but now you're starting to see the story unfold. Obviously, the Chevrolets look really fast.
Yeah.
Larry covered the Toyotas and their struggles. It looked like they may have missed the pace at the beginning of these runs as to how fast these cars were going to go. So,
Kevin,
interesting to see how much they pick up in qualifying.
Oh, yeah. That's going to be a whole nother animal. Were you surprised? I was surprised in the fall off in the second one. I thought with the track heating up, that IMSA rubber and all the things that you were talking about going away, I would have thought that the second practice probably would have shown more fall off.
Well, I think it's what we talked about at the beginning of practice. I think that everybody was trying to get in front of the fall off for that second group. They were able to make some adjustments to their cars, maybe start their air pressures a little lower, adjust their height.
Because of what they saw in
the first one.
That's right.
Here are some of the ones to watch at Circuit of the Americas. Tyler Reddick, top 10 in every one of his starts here. William Byron's led the most laps total. Christopher Bell, 3-time road course winner, including this race last year. Alex Bowman, top 10 every time he's come here. Chris Buescher, most top 10s on road courses in this 7th generation car. And of course, SVG, 5 straight road course wins. I mean, not even Dan Gurney did that. One of Clint's buddies out in the...
I knew it. It's not
having a big time.
You're not the one I thought was going to say that, though.
We know why you've put off your best smile. The time,
the cost, the anxiety. That's why Aspen Dental is changing how dentistry is done, with technology to make care comfortable and flexible hours to fit your life, all at an affordable price. New patients without insurance get an exam and x-rays for just $29. Not waiting for tomorrow. That's the Aspen Dental difference. Aspen Dental. It's time to smile again.
You play by the rules. Then things happen. Prices keep climbing. Every month, a new expense. And the debt adds up. So how do you face it? It starts with a call, then a plan. At National Debt Relief, we'll negotiate with your creditors so you pay less than you owe. And just like that, you're back on track. When debt happens, we're here to help you take action. And this is where your new chapter begins. Call or visit nationaldebtrelief.com to get started.
This is speed.